Welcome to City Times. Here we bring you transfer news, match updates, and inside training information fast and reliable. Join our football family and like, comment, share and subscribe for daily updates. Manchester City have to avoid Manchester United ticket nightmare as Galatasaray tie offers litmus test. Manchester City are heading into a must-win Champions League game where Pep Guardiola has called on the fans to help. We need our fans. So said Pep Guardiola on Saturday after the Wolves game, and he had said similar in his previous 3 press conferences. At no point had he been asked, but he had felt the need to say it anyway. That isn't because he has felt a drop-off in the atmosphere or he wants to engage the Etihad banter merchants, but because he has seen how tired his players are and knows that they are going to need every bit of help they can get if they are to achieve the top 8 finish that they desperately want in the Champions League to avoid 2 extra games and the pressure of a playoff next month. The problem for City is that there are probably more obstacles to creating the required atmosphere than they have been for any other game this season. If Guardiola is to get what he wants, the club are going to have to cross their fingers that just about everything comes off City fans who turn up every week will be there on Wednesday night doing what they can, but there are fewer of them than there used to be because everything has become more expensive in recent years. The club have actually reduced ticket prices for Champions League games after freezing season tickets for this season. Adults will pay between £25 and £45 for Galatasaray, with under-18s just £10. Yet cup schemes have become a luxury fewer people can afford in general. There isn't one type of fan who those tickets end up with. Some will go to Blues who have been itching to go to more games, others to fans who don't normally experience a match day, and more yet may end up in the hands of fans who aren't actually City fans at all. Again, the club has tried. While it did not respond to comments for the piece on other measures, anyone who wants to buy tickets for the game through official channels has to have been a Citizens Matchday member before the Champions League draw was made this season, and must have bought tickets for at least 2 previous games. That is an attempt to learn from issues in previous seasons, such as when Real Madrid fans managed to buy tickets in the home end last year. Whether it will be enough, though, remains to be seen when there are other possibilities for Galatasaray fans. There were tickets showing as available to buy in almost every section of the ground on unauthorised third-party sites on Tuesday before the game for extortionate prices that could be exploited by visiting supporters. Unless the club or stewards can step in, and it is a big ask to expect stewards to police such situations, unauthorised sellers will continue to threaten safety and atmosphere, especially if they are able to snap up tickets that go on the exchange. With Galatasaray, City are up against a fan base that are huge, passionate and organised about doing whatever they can to get a ticket. Anonymous social media accounts have been sprouting up for weeks, trying to buy their way into the ground and do at the Etihad what they managed at Old Trafford in 2023. United were forced to apologise after their Champions League game with the Turkish Giants in 2023 because thousands of away fans managed to get into the home section sitting together. The match had been deemed low risk because only half of the 4,000 away allocation was taken up. Yet United fans who turned up were greeted by Galatasaray supporters in the home ends, and the club opted not to remove them as forced ejections can pose risks. United apologised to their fans after the game and took steps to avoid anything similar happening again in future. City will have taken notice that in their efforts to learn lessons that can mean the only story after Wednesday night is Guardiola's praise for the home supporters that roared his team into the Champions League last 16. Jeremy Doku on Diogo Dalot horror tackle and Manchester City frustration. I am not diving. Manchester City winger. Jeremy Doku spoke about his recent injury after the derby and his frustration over diving suggestions. Jeremy Doku said that he could have been sidelined for a long time after Diogo Dalot's derby challenge, as he opened up on the fouls that he has grown used to and the unfair reputations that wingers pick up. The Manchester City forward was hurt as Dalot's studs raked over his knee early at Old Trafford earlier this month, and while he continued for most of the match, he was left unable to feature days later in the Champions League defeat to Bodo/Glimt, and only came off the bench against Wolves. Pep Guardiola said at the time that it should have been a red card and has complained since about PGMO head Howard Webb rushing to dismiss it. "I can only say that I continued to play, but was painful to play in Norway," said Doku. "You guys know my feelings about it. I could have been out for a long time. It happened and I didn't play in Norway, but I don't want to go too much into it. It is the past now. Thanks to the Lord, I didn't get injured badly and I am able to play now. It is the only thing I can focus on now." Getting fouls have become part of the game for Doku, with one of his main skills taking on defenders, and the Belgian reckons he gets at least one heavy knock per game from individual battles that he has to try to shrug off. More problematic for him is the insinuation that is sometimes reached that he has gone to ground too easily. Guardiola railed against the idea that Doku is a diver at the weekend, having fumed last season when he was given a yellow card in the draw with Brighton for a tackle that the manager said could have broken his leg. Doku accepts that he is always going to get tough challenges, but wants it recognised that he would not be going down unless he has been hurt. "Knowing myself and my character, I know I am not a diver," he said. "If I fall on the ground, then it is probably because something happened. In terms of laws, I just know that when I am on the ground, I am not diving. It is their responsibility to see if it is a yellow or red, a foul or not a foul. That is their job. Khaldoon Al-Mubarak reminder can help Manchester City in tenths. Arsenal chase Manchester City. Chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak has spoken previously of the game-changing moment for the Blues that Arsenal are desperate for. There was plenty of sarcasm from Pep Guardiola last Friday as he chewed over the reaction to Manchester City's defeat to Bodo/Glimt in the Champions League. Some took his praise for Arsenal as the best team in the world, as genuine, and it may well have been, yet the fact he referenced another club in a similar way moments later suggested he was fed up with his team being written off. "I know the reason why we're struggling now. I know 100% what happened with the team. Try to give a little bit more time and give it," he said. Will it be enough? I don't know. I know it's a disaster having 13 points in the Champions League, but 8 teams have 13 points, one of them